Impressive.
As my liegeman, you will have to behave, of course. I doubt that the assembled nobility have any idea what is actually going on here. And we want things to stay that way. And remember, absolutely no fighting.
No fighting? Oh man.
I hope so. Come on, let's try our luck, shall we?
Okay, if it's about luck, I'm gonna be with you. I like luck. And testing it, to be honest. Let's do this. And we can't unlock it. Well, don't really have a way to look at that, can I? I'm sorry. How well? To look at that. We need to find young lady, retainer, young lady, charming young lady.
Sheikh Sarid El Farouk bin Har at your service, Palatine of Borstal.
Greetings, Sheik. What brings you here in these troubled times? I hear that the mercenaries of Al-Anfas storm across your lands as we speak.
My friend and ruler, the Bey of Ferchaba, has requested that I travel to these foreign lands and seek out a new bride for him. He wishes to make a special addition to his harem. I think I have already found just the right woman to satisfy his desires. Countess Malgora del Incendio.
I would not want to interfere in your master's affairs, my most honorable Sheik. I would like to introduce you to someone.
Oh no, what is saying my name? Everybody hates me.
Thank you. I will do my best.
Alright. Have you met the other guests yet?
I don't know any of them personally, but I have spoken to a few of the guests. Only Countess del Incendio has steadfastly ignored me so far. She seems intent on testing my determination and my patience. The sight of this magnificent woman fills my heart with joy. It is almost as though I have found my one true love again. Shahrazad Karina Dorafsuni of the Beni Ish.
That's a fucking complicated name. That
Like
is.
I said, she is everything that the Bey desires for his harem. But she exudes such a menacing aura that I wonder whether I would survive were I to ask her to join my master's harem. Thank you. I will do my best.
If there's anything
I'm
unusual.
sorry that as a foreigner, practically everything about this banquet seems strange to me, especially these bizarrely named dishes. If, on the other hand, you are referring to the guests, then I must admit that you are the most interesting people here, aside from Countess Incendio. But now that I think about it, a short while ago a man in a white robe stalked across the banquet hall with 2 concubines on his arms, without even glancing at the assembled guests.
Well, well. That was the evil guy. Let's talk to Protector, no?
Greetings. I hope that you accept my apologies. I am sorry for calling you a seafarer. I certainly didn't want to embarrass you.
Nor did I wish to embarrass you, Lord Protector of Vardok. Let us forget the matter.
I am pleasantly surprised by your attitude. Until today, I only knew the House of Borstal from the rather prejudiced tales told in my family. If I must. Everything seems rather strange to me. But I guess it's just the gloomy atmosphere in this enormous castle. It reminds me of my family's fortress. Hawkwood's true. How depressing. This banquet is so dull that it's no wonder the Baron hasn't shown himself yet. The most exciting part so far was the announcement that the Baron has appointed a court magician. Perhaps he'll entertain us with a few tricks later. But knowing my luck, his magician will be one of those dull, bookish types.
Well, well. What else do we have? Enthusiastic man, young man, Countess Malgora. Malgora? Isn't that the evil woman from the first Drakensang? And there's the fat Baron. How's it going, Malgora? Fuck you.
It is a great honor to meet you, Palatine of Borestock. When the Baron sent me his invitation, he never mentioned that such illustrious guests would be attending.
But that's most friendly of you. And you are?
Oh, excuse me. How impolite. I am Countess Malgora del Incendio. I am visiting the Kingdom of Kosh on a personal matter. I couldn't help noticing that you arrived rather late. But then, our host has not set a particularly good example either, has he?
Trust me, dear Countess. No one is more saddened by these circumstances than I.
I mean, like, he's also wearing a fucking gigantic light plate armor, so...
Of course. Why not?
Have you noticed anything
What do you
unusual?
mean? Do you think the guests were lured away from the terrace under false pretenses? Or that the Baron's court magician is racing about the halls a bit too hastily? Or are you referring to the fact that you arrived late at the banquet and were not even announced as official guests?
Countess, please. Surely you don't mean to suggest that my late arrival is somehow connected with the court magician's haste?
Certainly not, my dear Palatine. What could an honest man like the Baron possibly have to fear from you? Let's just say that I have a lively imagination. Of course. Why not?
There we go. Interesting. You're not a retainer? Mina of the Mountain.
I presume that no introductions are necessary, your lordship?
No, my dear Lady of the Mountain. Mina, I believe?
So you do remember. We've met before, at a banquet in the Northern Marches, where, I might add, both the host and his guests arrived punctually.
I'm not so sure about that. But please, let me introduce my companion to you.
Please, feel free.
So, we got the other guest.
All right then, just this once. Who would you like to know about?
Well, that's... The confused-looking old man with the pointy head. I guess I know who that is.
Countess Malgora del Incendio. This is the first time that I've met her. Cleavage aside, I haven't seen much of her at all, to be honest. But I find her attire most distasteful. She claims her gown was handmade for her by the master tailor Marcusi himself. The poor man must have lost all control of his scissors. A woman of her standing, presenting herself like that, is just not right. And her hair. My ancestress, Leonore, would turn over in her grave if she could see this. Isn't that right, Ardo?
If you say so, Lady of the Mountain.
All right, then. Just this once. Who would you like to know about? But of course I know Squire Truman. He loves making gifts, and is particularly fond of his wine. He's a true son of Raj, but he won't be able to keep up his facade for much longer. The man has debts in every barony in Lacoche. Greed is such an unfortunate trait. Don't you agree, Lardo?
Quite so, my Lady of the Mountain.
I like this.
All right, then. Just this once. Who would you like to know about? Recorium Montagonus is Dean of the Magicians' Academy in Festum. but he always seems to be travelling nowadays. They say he's searching for evidence of a lizard conspiracy. What a load of claptrap! As if those reptilian creatures were capable of such a thing. Well, I suppose that's just how old people are. You had better not listen to him too long, or you'll start watching for signs and noting how often people about you use the letter S.
There's something not right. Sound. The dialogue volume is. Let's push this up a little bit, but we haven't listened about every guest yet.
All right then, just this once. One has to feel sorry for Eno Vardok, mustn't one? It's such a shame that his rather attractive master, Orsino of Falconhurst, has not accompanied him. But we shouldn't make jokes about the poor man. He makes life hard enough for himself as it is. I think he was knighted more out of charity than anything else. The house of Vardok earns most of its income from the manufacturing of sauerkraut. One has to know that to understand him, but one might expect a little more self-control at a banquet.
Alright. Oh.
But a woman...
If you say so.
Now, Sheikh.
Ah, yes. That is the Sheikh of Tarubal. His name sounds so romantic. Said el-Farouk Ben-Har. It's such a shame that he only has eyes for Countess Malgora del Incendio. I would make a much better marriage. After all, the Of the Mountain family is the only noble house in the entire Midden Realm that can trace its roots back to the old empire. Apart from the House of Boarstock, of course. Nina el-Farouk Ben-Har. Oh, it sounds so enchanting, doesn't it? But on the other hand, they have such different customs. I would have to share him with the other women in his harem. What do you think?
Forgive me. It would not be right for me to pass judgment on such matters, dear Mina. My interest in the Sheik is less romantic.
Alright.
All right, but please.
Anything special about this evening?
Unfortunately, Countess Malgora's dress seems to be the main attraction tonight. What do you think? Could I wear something like that, Ardo?
I really couldn't say, dear Lady of the Mountain. But give my regards to your uncle, that old fox.
Alright, I think that's everything we need to know.
Meeting you is a pleasure. Oh, yes, a pleasure. Oh, in case we've met before and you've forgotten my name, I am Racorium the Tagonist, former Mean of Quicksilver Hall Festum.
Master, I think you mean Racorium Montagonist, former Dean of...
This guy is much louder than his master.
But that's what I said, Nortal. Now stop interrupting. Can't you see I'm talking with the Honourable Pantomime of Snorstock?
Palatine, not pantomime, Master Racorium.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
What can I do for you? Oh, would you like to know something about magical goblets, perhaps? I read a very interesting manuscript recently. Yes, of course. What about Nottle? Yes, whatever.
I like this guy.
Yes, now that you ask, there's something very strange going on here. Come closer. I don't want to talk too loudly.
Alright, what is it?
Look at that buffet! Baked and battered Boltria Bass on cold Kosh custard cream. Only a lunatic could come up with a combination like that. That's most unusual. It's retrospective. One might even say alliterative. Almost like that meal I once had at the Black Boar Inn. Yeah? What? Yes, of course.
Alright.
What about Nottle? According to the manuscript, the goblet... Oh, excuse me, I was thinking aloud. Who's ill?
No, mean of the
That's
mountain.
outrageous. You should never allow anyone to speak poorly of you. What about me? Certainly. Don't mention it.
I like this
Yes,
guy.
of course. What about not...
But it doesn't seem to be bothered too much about... Let's tell this woman.
Ah, the Palatine and his companion. Am I so fascinating?
Well, kind of.
Of course. Why not? Uh-huh, she does she? What exactly did she say?
The rollers and that jail looks like you've been dragged through a hedgehog. Oh, that wasn't an insult.
That's most interesting. Thank you. I suppose it's time for Mina and I to have a little chat. But tell me, what do you think of my gown? My fiery temperament. If only you knew how right you are.
Oh.
When I speak with her, our friend Mina of the Mountain will be surprised at just how fiery I can be. Again, thank you for your honesty. Of course. Thank you again for warning me about the Lady of the Mountain. Hopefully the Baron will appear soon and lend a little spirit to the banquet.
The Jin just died. Just randomly, like...
Has something bad happened? If I must. Yes, I too have been somewhat concerned. Not without reason, it would seem. I could choke on a troll cherry and suffocate. A relative of mine was killed when his cook forgot to skin the venison properly. That's true, unfortunately. People always misunderstand me. She probably knows my family. Several of them lost their lives under the most ridiculous circumstances. Perhaps I can change the honorable lady's mind about us. But I'll probably just embarrass myself by slipping in a puddle of wine. I have enough to worry about as it is. Perhaps I should confront our dear friend, Lady Mina of the Mountain, now. Not that she will admit anything.
How can I help you? Thank you.
Well, okay, I can't tell you anything. I don't like how the sound changes so much. Let's change the sound again. I mean, like, we have to play like this. What can you do?
May I introduce myself, your lordship? Squire Truman of Trueleaf by Cantankeron. Your humble servant.
Truly. The Baron has indeed invited quite an illustrious crowd. And so we meet, Squire Truman.
But of course, ask away.
Uh...
Oh, well, a little adventure. I accompanied the lady out onto the balcony earlier. We think we heard someone crying out from the gorge below the castle. The guards told us that they were the cries of harpies, those horrid chimeras, winged women with neither arms nor legs. Who would create such useless creatures? The entrance to the balcony is over there at the end of the hall, but the doors are locked now. Apparently, the Baron is preparing a gift on the balcony as we speak. But of course, ask away. Pardon me for speaking so frankly, but I couldn't care less what she thinks. That's outrageous. A gentleman does not talk about financial matters in the company of a lady. I really don't understand why this despicable individual was even invited. And that goes for a few others here as well. Not including these two beauties, of course. Really? You have style, I must say, telling me so bluntly about Mina of the Mountain's lies.